Ho ho, time for some more Dragon Age, and this time I think it may be a two-parter, because the quest in Orzammar is generally very, very long, and it's the best one in the game according to me. And as you know, I'm right about everything in my own head. Anyway, carrying on. Let's do some gift giving, shall we? I'll save it there, just in case it decides to crash. It always used to crash in this area, do you know what I mean? Now it never does. So Liliana is... Oh, wow. She loves me. I don't know why that is, but there we go. I guess you can have... well, you can have that, because...
Oh, how dear of you. Thank you so much.
Silver Sword of Mercy can be for you.
Interesting.
Oh, really? You didn't like it? Okay. Silver Medallion.
A fine gift.
There you go.
You have my thanks.
We'll go to... Liliana. I mean, let's give this to Stan.
Unexpected. Thank you.
Oh, give this to Alistair. Yeah, he'll like the joining chalice.
Is that for me? Really? Wow. Wow. Oh, thank you. That's very nice.
Asshole. I'll keep the shoes for now. So what have we got in there now? We've got quite a lot of stuff, to be honest with you. What do we have?
If there's anything I can do for you, please tell me.
Have you heard any rumours?
It seems a group of Loghain's men were ambushed yesterday near Highover. I don't know who did it, but the men were hit while they were camping for the night. A whole lot of them taken by surprise. Their tents were set on fire with arrows, and I hear 24 died. Nasty business. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
So, the people of Highover, my lands, are fighting back. Good. Heard anything else?
It seems that Tyrn Loghain has responded to the ambush on his men near Highover. Group of his best hunted down the ones who did it. All of them hunters out of Oswin, Ban Valdric's men. I hear Tyrn Loghain ordered them all strung up on poles. Then they were left up there to starve, pleading for mercy. I hope that isn't true. That's a grim thing to do to someone. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. Of all the strange news, everyone is talking about some brother in Denerim claiming that the urn of sacred ashes has been found. Actually found. I understand the Chantry is a bit skeptical and probably won't get a chance to deal with the brother's claim until after the war is ended. But it's incredible even so, don't you think? That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. There's outrage over what Tyrn Loghain did to the hunters out of Oswin, letting a man starve, helpless. I think Tyrn Loghain meant that to be a lesson, to make everyone think twice about continuing this fight. It's going to do exactly the opposite, you ask me. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. There's wonderful news. Arl Eamon has been cured of his strange illness, and not only is he better, but he's also called the nobility to Denerim to settle the succession. Seems he's found some unknown son of Merrick's, of all things, and he says he should be the rightful king. I just hope they finally get to fighting the Darkspawn. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
You know, that guy's over there, you know. So what's your story exactly?
I suppose since you told me about you being a Grey Warden, it's only fitting for me to be as open. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there too, merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business, Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Lost glory.
Our kingdoms once spanned the length of Thados, from majestic Orzammar to Kalsharok to glittering Darmalin far to the west. They say the gold and silver veins ran so thick through the stone of Darmalin that the entire city sparkled. The Darkspawn took it all, of course. One by one, the old Tigers fell, and then all that was left was Orzammar. But we were talking about how I ended up here, weren't we? One day, a noble woman came to my stall. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
And, did you steal them?
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost tigers. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
Yeah, better do something with them than leave them to rot.
That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
You're quite lucky to have done so well.
I thank the stone every single day. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
But where are these goods from? They're not from the deep roads, are they?
Look, we don't rob people, all right? We don't take things from people that need them. The things in the Lost Tigers, what good did they do lying there? I brought them back to Orzammar, where people could look at them and remember. It's not all that different up here. There are places long abandoned by the humans everywhere. Even more now with the Darkspawn coming.
What do you mean?
People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. Is that so bad? They destroy everything they touch.
Well, I suppose it's better than letting the Darkspawn take it all.
That's what I tell myself, too. Ah, these are dark times indeed. Dark times, my friend.
You didn't mention your son in your tale.
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
Blood isn't all that important, I suppose.
That's how I've always felt. As long as he's happy, so am I. It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it at least.
Okay. Let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
What else do we have? Is there anything we can actually give Zevran? Because I don't want to lose him. But at the same time, he's so difficult to just get stuff for. Do you know what I mean? Rare and Tevan brandy. Maybe I like that. I don't know. Let's get rid of these. Make some money. Okay. I think we're good. Dream 7. No, get rid of that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need the diamond or the emeralds. Okay. Does it actually do anything? Never mind. So I think this is why they brought out the gift system. There are things in this that actually break the gift system. I think this might be one of them. We'll see.
I shall treasure it. Thank you.
Yeah, it does. So it adds plus 50, and you can keep giving it too, I think. So I think that's kind of BioWare kind of acknowledging that there are certain characters in the game that you just can't get a good relationship with because either they're not in your party for long enough, or they don't have enough triggers in the world to give you plus and minus. You know, that's why we get, you know, Stan, Leliana, Alistair, and Morrigan are the ones who you get the closest bond with because they're with you for the longest amount in the game. Zevran, not really. And Oghren, who's not even here yet, not really. You know, we're going to get Oghren right now, in a minute. But, you know.
I've a question, if I may.
But you miss out on a lot of content. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. I swore an oath to serve you, yes? And I understand the quest you're on, and this is all very fine and well. My question pertains to what you intend to do with me once this business is over with, as a point of curiosity.
Is this after I ravish you in celebration? He would. He'd flirt with anything. Go on.
Of course it is afterwards. The ravishing part is a given. One simply assumes that once your Grey Warden business is finished, you would have no need of an assassin to follow you about. Am I wrong?
There's always a use or two for a handsome elf.
I'm sure I could come up with a few more if pressed. It is good to know what my options might be, but that is for another time. For now, we have much to do, yes?
Fair enough.
You witnessed the rarest of things, Warden. The Dalish stand ready to defend Ferelden.
I wish you weren't. Wish I had werewolves, but there we go. You're sure they will fully commit?
I would not insult them by asking. Word was given, and that is all that needs be said.
Okay. I would have expected golems to be, you know, different.
Different? Different than what? Different than a statue? Different than a log? Should I talk in a monotone? Yes, master, I exist to serve the master. I shall kill for the master and only for the master. Perhaps it expected me to have a booming voice. Recite limericks. I can recite limericks, if it likes.
Are they dirty limericks?
Mostly they involve slaughtering pigeons in creative and invasive manners. I have never met another golem. I have no idea what one might be like, or why I wouldn't be like them. Why? Has it met other golems? Did they not sound as I do?
I have no idea what golems sound like, to be fair.
I don't know what other golems might be like, but I am already superior by virtue of my free will. This is a good thing.
I agree, being a golem would be pretty handy.
Imagine the benefits. No need to eat or sleep or perform other functions. Walk underwater, crush the heads of every opponent. The possibilities are limitless. Barring the occasional 30 years or so of paralysis, there's little to compare. Now stop talking so much. The wagging of its moist little tongue is distracting.
Sorry. Alright, I guess we can head out.
Yes.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Frostback Mountains, here we go.
Time award.
I really hate that spell, man.
That will be answered.
Really hate that spell.
All right, all right. I have contracts. They can't shut us out like this.
May the ancestors protect us all.
What business would the mighty Grey Wardens have with a man like me?
I'm here on behalf of the Blackstone Irregulars.
Oh? What was this about?
He stole supplies from the guild.
How sad it is to see a Grey Warden manipulated. But I have no time to straighten this out for you. Men, let's teach the Grey Warden a lesson about trust.
You have no skill.
Wipe them out! I try to be merciful! I cannot be defeated.
Is it true Grey Wardens killed Ferelden's king?
No.
Step right, make us breath. Oh, beg your pardon, friend. You, startled me a bit.
Okay. We're looking for a Canary sword.
Can what? I'm sorry, I don't know what that...
Where is my sword?
I don't know what you mean, sir.
Just kill him, Stan. We can search his belongings for it.
I don't have it, I swear by Andraste's knickers. I sold it on the way here.
Alright. Stan, tear his arms off.
No, I swear I don't have it. I sold it to a dwarf in Redcliffe, name of Dwin.
Dwin? Yeah, I know that guy.
He's the one who has the sword, I promise you. Said he was a collector.
We'll see.
Do you know what? We'll go in there now. I'll use that. Actually, do you know what? We're going into here. Let's go and get this quest done. It's going to take us a long time, but we'll get it done.
Got it.
Thank the Maker, my brother and his family made it out of Lothering. He said that the Darkspawn attacked it the very next day.
The Darkspawn took Lothering, did they?
I don't know. I expect so, since there was no one there to stop them.
Well, it won't be much longer until those monsters get here. There doesn't seem to be anyone fighting them now.
You were in the Chantry. You are a priest?
No, I was a lay sister of the Chantry.
Which means...
I lived and worked in the Chantry, but I did not take any vows.
So you dabbled in priesthood then?
Oh no, the lay sisters don't have the same sorts of duties as priests at all.
So you were not a priest, did none of their duties, and took no vows, but you lived among them?
Yes.
You were a house guest of the Chantry?
Sort of.
Oh, you wish to talk to me? Truly, it's a courtesy for one so well-armed to notice a lowly merchant.
You live on the surface?
Someone has to. Trade with other races can dry up. We surfacers are Orzammar's lifeline. Even if we're denied a caste, the Assembly says we've turned our back on the stone. But they still use the goods we bring. Hypocrites.
That's not right. Someone should do something.
Maybe it'll change by the time my children are grown.
How often do you restock in Orzammar?
Twice a year. I'm confined to a trade stall in the Commons, but I see enough. It's very closed in. My grandfather says I've lost my stone sense. I was born topside. I don't remember having it.
Alright, I should go.
Best of luck to you.
Did you read on Jocelyn's ashes? King Loghain will not suffer the delay of his appointed messenger.
Vieta, this land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
Why have your people retreated like this?
They hide because they are dwarves.
I would challenge any race to fare as well. Our king is dead. Endroni Dukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago. The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
Great. I'm a Grey Warden. This treaty obliges Orzammar to aid me. No, the Grey Wardens need their traditional dwarven allies, yeah.
The Wardens killed King Cailan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Well, that is the Royal Seal. That means only the Assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And a foreigner? In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
Do I kill him? Run to your false king. The dwarves will not hear him today.
You'll hear of this. King Loghain will see you quartered.
You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden, though I don't know what help you will find.
Okay. Let's have a little look around the place, shall we?
Atrast Vala, Warden. Your arrival is a mixed blessing. We prefer that outsiders not witness our infighting, but your presence will be tolerated. Fair journeys, Warden.
Is it just me, or do all these statues look alike?
Now that's a thing of beauty, daughter. If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Mother, I don't want to be like her.
Don't say that! Not to me, not to anyone. Now get back to the forge. I want to see more details.
Yes, Mother.
I'll get on it.
If only you had come at a less troubled time. Show respect, Surfacer. You're in the Hall of Heroes, home to the best of us.
The Blight is coming. I don't care about your statues.
Then you're a fool. We take courage from them. They set such an example. They're considered ancestors, even if they still walk among us. If only we had one now. A unifier. A voice like that, there would be no dissension.
So find one.
Surfacers always assume nothing happens underground without them. Many are trying, despite our stalemate. Goodbye, Warden. I hope you're not needed.
I saw what you were doing back there.
Oh?
Don't play innocent with me.
What are you talking about?
Outside. You were picking flowers.
No, I wasn't.
You were.
They were medicinal.
You're a big softy.
We will never speak of this again.
Softy.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these dashers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
Do not speak that way about the man who should be king!
So the one thing I really love about Orzammar's story is that so the one thing that's really, really cool about Orzammar is the right king for the situation. We'll get into this a bit later on. But the right king for the situation to take Orzammar forward is actually Balin. But Balin is a ruthless, bad person. Like, he's not a good dude, right? But he's really good. He takes Orzammar into the future. He opens it up more to the surface. He starts taking back lost tigers. All that kind of stuff, right? And it's cool. I find it really, really, really cool. And, Harrowmont, who's the other person there who wants the throne, is a good man. He's an honest man. He's a noble man. but he's stuck in his ways, and he doesn't make for a very progressive king who takes Orzammar forward. So yeah.
Vieta, Surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk the commons, but keep your place. Warden or not, I want order.
The Blight is coming and I need Orzammar's assistance.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here.
Paragons? I mean, sounds like Balin and Harrowmont are the ones to talk to.
They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate.
You mentioned paragons?
Surfacers appoint no paragons? Truly, you're lost in all that sky. They are the best of us, declared living ancestors. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
Can a city function like this?
See, that's why I don't want you surfacers seeing our worst. You'll think that's all we are. The market is thin, but busy, and the tavern never closes. Bad blood is usually kept to the proving. Should toss Balin and Harrowmont in there, sort this all out in a hurry.
The proving?
Personal battles for honor and ancestor. I don't expect a surfacer to understand. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Yes, you should.
Okay.
Not bad. Stop that.
Stop what?
That. Looking at me and giggling.
I can't help it. You're so big and stoic. Who would have thought you'd be a big softy?
Stop saying that. I am a soldier of the Beresad. I am not a softy.
Softy.
I hate humans.
That's the proving place, okay.
Watch out for that puddle of whatever it is.
I'm getting a lot more banter than I used to. I wonder if something's been added to the game over the years.
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
I will in a minute.
The social strata quickly makes itself evident no matter where one goes.
You have come at a difficult time. Orzammar is ailing for want of a king.
News of the hour! Harrowmont has the true voice.
News of the hour. 2 more clans endorse Lord Balin as the new king. Change is inevitable, and it must come quickly.
What's that? Royal Palace, okay.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the surface trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Desher's lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough! The Assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Oh, damn. It's like the UK.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the Assembly of the Clans. Only dashers and occasional guests of state are allowed in.
You don't recognize the Grey Warden?
Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the Gate Guard. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden. I hope you can forgive our unrest. The loss of our king has hit us hard. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
So nobody has the ability to aid me?
I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Harrowmont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
Okay. Let's head over here.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartak Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring?
This treaty obliges Orzammar to send troops to the surface.
Ah, ancient documents indeed. These were signed in the reign of Eithnar Bimo, Paragon and King. That was 16 generations ago. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
Can I talk to Balin?
You must understand, Harrowmont hides behind his good reputation while sending spies and assassins. Balin can't know who to trust. It's been like a knife in the heart for Balin to see so many of his father's men stand with the usurper.
I thought King Endrin himself supported Harrowmont.
That hurts worst of all. That Harrowmont would take advantage of the dying king's delirium to plant such poisonous suspicions against his own son. After that, you understand why Balin cannot trust the word of a stranger, however reputable that stranger might be.
I'll have to seek my aid from Harrowmont instead, I suppose.
Wait. We must be cautious about whom to trust. But perhaps we could find a way. Harrowmont has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him. But if a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Harrowmont's deception, I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
What kind of evidence?
Harrowmont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harrowmont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrowmont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Where did you get this promissory note?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
Isn't there someone you could report him to?
Normally, the Shapers would handle this sort of accusation. They are the scholars who manage our laws, histories, and genealogies. They are the final arbiters of all disputes in Orzammar. Unfortunately, the Shaper of Memories is the most important among them, and his grandfather was Lord Harrowmont's aunt's first cousin. Obviously, we cannot expect him to offer an unbiased opinion.
Okay. He'll hold a distant relative over his city?
I guess I can't expect you surfacers to understand the importance of family in Orzammar. The Shaper is biased, and if you want Prince Balin's help, you'll have to show where your loyalties lie. Will you do it?
I'll have to think about it.
Don't expect this offer to last. If my prince hears you swore allegiance to his enemy, he won't be so friendly next time. I will be here if you change your mind.
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
Yeah. I'd like to speak with him.
In an ordinary time, Lord Harrowmont would be honored to meet you. Unfortunately, we've already caught more than one of Balin's spies approaching Harrowmont under a pretense of friendship. So I'm afraid I won't be able to take your word. If you want to speak to Harrowmont, you will need to prove he can trust you.
How can I prove I'm not working for Balin?
That's a generous offer. If you mean it, you might attend the proving today. The Deshers take it very seriously. And unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
Why would your assembly care who wins some tournament?
The proving is a contest of the best warriors in Orzammar. By fighting, they show who has the ancestors' favor. If you were to enter the proving as Lord Harrowmont's champion, it would prove your loyalty beyond a doubt. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
I'll enter the proving and see why the others withdrew.
Excellent. The arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the proving master and tell him you're entering Lord Harrowmont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Baisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
So, here's what I do, right? I prefer Balin for king, but I prefer the quest that Harrowmont set you on. The lovely thing is, you can actually...
Lord Balin's impending marriage to a Catholic proves his dedication to change.
You can actually get pull the wool over Harrowmont's eyes, so you can work for him and then just immediately go, nah, you know what I mean?
2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors, how can you people just ignore that?
Branka didn't go alone, Ogren. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teat? Ha! I'll...
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman. Can you believe it? Ogren's barely even warrior caste anymore, and he just clomps in here like he's entitled.
Who the hell are you?
I'm Loylanar Ivo, warrior, which is more than I can say for that useless sod.
Who was he?
Ogren's a drunken wretch. He comes up here 2-3 times a week, hounding people to lead some suicidal rescue mission after Branka. Gets quite violent about it. I'd be scared if they hadn't practically gelded him after he killed young Lord Mino.
What do you mean, gelded him?
Well, he killed Lord Mino's youngest son in a duel to first blood. It was a huge scandal. Ogren should have been executed, but he'd won honors in the Deep Roads. Instead, they stripped him of all weapons and forbid him from engaging in fights within city limits. If he breaks the decree, he'll be exiled.
Who's Branka?
The only paragon in the last 4 generations. Quite an honor for a girl from the Smith caste.
Why did Branka get to go into the Deep Roads?
Chasing some old treasure. She was quite secretive. Outright rude, really. She said she never asked to found a house, that she didn't care about politics, and that we were too self-absorbed to defeat the Darkspawn. She actually threatened anyone who said they'd come after her.
How did she become a paragon?
She invented a smokeless fuel that let the Smith caste increase their output by nearly a third. Deaths from the Black Lung also dropped. The Assembly said she had the favor of the ancestors and declared her a paragon. They moved Bronca, Ogren, and all their relatives to the noble caste and founded a new house in her name.
Bronk was married to that drunk?
Well, before she was a paragon, she was just a smith, and Ogren was one of the best warriors of his generation.
Was that what you two were arguing about, Bronca?
It's been 2 years since Bronca left. No one has ever stayed in the deep roads that long and survived. The search teams who went out found nothing, but Ogren wants to keep risking lives searching.
Okay. Well, I should leave before you start complaining about me too, I guess.
If you see any guardsmen, tell them Ogren was at it again.
I knew I should have stuck to common nugs. I've gone and lost them too. I'll never find them the way they skitter.
Common nugs? I don't like those. They look dirty.
No way I'm going back to that supplier in Dust Town. Guess I'm shutting it down.
These things dangerous?
Gotta boil them before roasting, but otherwise no, safe as sand. Some people swear they make good pets. May as well leash a turnip, I say.
If I see any nogs, I'll send them your way.
Good on you, stranger. Only need one to turn this around.
You look like you're not from around here.
You could say that.
Oh, wonderful. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
Why is a dwarf interested in the circle?
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
You want to leave Orzammar?
I want to go to the Circle to study.
I assure you that desire will depart the moment you arrive.
I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
Okay, I suppose I could bring the circle your request.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smith Caste. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperiums for Tikum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child?
She's so enthusiastic and adorable. I'm glad we're helping her.
Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Thing is, isn't the whole place kind of decimated? You know what I mean? Like we don't have it anymore? I swear.
So, I've been hearing rumors that a certain wine merchant is falling behind on his payments.
I can't imagine what you mean. I pay my expenses.
What about the expenses your good friend Jarvia incurs when providing your protection? It's not easy ensuring nothing bad happens, that no one decides to just burn everything in your store.
My store! Please, I don't have much. Business isn't good. People are scared. Tell Jarvia I'll get her money.
Jarvia is not happy with your promises, old man. Now let's go inside and see what you've been holding back.
This is all I have right now. I could get more if I sell something.
Well, well. Looks like we have a visitor. Friend of yours?
You get out of here. This is private business.
Looks more like extortion.
Please, Don't get involved with this. You don't know what they're like.
Then allow me to make some introductions. These are dangerous times in Orzammar, stranger. Lucky us, the merciful Jarvia is offering protection from the chaos. You're wearing some fancy stuff there. Might make you a target. So if you want the Carta's guarantee of safety, it's yours for the reasonable price of 10 gold sovereigns. Or I can't say what might happen.
Take a good look. See this glowing sword? Like, do you really want to start this?
Whoa, whoa. All right, you win. I'm not gonna die for 10 lousy sovereigns.
What a moron.
Ancestors, bless you for saving my poor store. I don't know how to express my gratitude.
You can start by letting me look around your store.
I'm showing you the lowest prices I can afford, I assure you.
Take some of these. Why not?
Hello, how can I... It's you! And it's been, well, quite a while. Enough time to get to the circle and back, I hope.
What?
Oh, please tell me what they said.
I just talked to you. I'm sorry the circle tower is no more.
How can that be? There's always a circle in every human nation. All the books agree.
The mages were corrupted and had to be killed.
But what will happen in the Mageborn now? They'll still need somewhere to train, they'll need a new circle, and people to help them rebuild. I'm a smith. I can build whatever they need. Did you tell them that? I'll go right now. I'll do whatever it takes, just to be there. Thank you for asking. That's more than anyone else has done for me.
Okay.
Ancestors, guard my son, for he is lost in darkness. Mothers, keep him safe, for you know what it is to mourn. I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone.
Who are you praying for?
My name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Ruck. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul.
Safe return? He's missing?
It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
Did anyone go after him?
The captains don't want to lose anyone searching for stray men. Too many were taken by Darkspawn that way.
There are Darkspawn in the Deep Roads?
The Deep Roads are where Darkspawn come from. They descend for miles into the earth, and we must patrol them constantly or be overrun. I lost my husband to them. If I lost my son the same way...
Alright. What would you give for a safe return?
You're asking what I would pay for your services? I have little money since my husband died.
You can't demand payment. Don't be cruel.
No, the Deep Roads are dangerous. If I had anything of worth... But wait. I saved his shield. The masterpiece my husband smithed. I was saving it for Ruck's return.
That'll do.
If someone were to find my son or his body, they can have the shield with my blessing.
Yep, I'll look for him. No problem.
How? There is no way except to brave the Deep Roads yourself.
I'm a Grey Warden, that's what we do.
A warden? So you could do it. Only wardens face the Deep Roads without a company backing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers. Please, find me as soon as you return.
I don't get how she's like, you must do this for free. But no. No. Ah, there's a knock down here.
You sing a great deal.
Yes, I do. Music lifts my spirit. Would you like me to stop?
I didn't say that. Was that part of your chant?
No, it was a ballad about a highwayman and a tavern girl who loved him. Could you not tell?
All your language sounds the same to me. I thought you were singing of vegetables, actually.
Get off my back.
So we're not gonna go
I
find
hear there
out.
are all kinds of rules that govern the proving. They get very mad if you break the rules.
Yeah, I'm not gonna find what the other fighters were doing. I'm just gonna fight myself and like beat everybody, I think.
The proving will begin shortly. I'm sure you can find a place in the stands. Or were you here to take part in the fight?
Yeah, I'll fight as Lord Haramont's champion.
Well, that's a surprise. Never thought the Grey Wardens would take an interest in our king. Let me just put you into the schedule here. Now, is there a particular name you wish listed?
Call me whatever you like.
We'll just call you Grey Warden, seeing as those human names are a real burr to pronounce. We actually have an opening in the first round. Are you ready to start?
Who am I fighting?
Looks like Suwern's drawn first bout. He was one of the youngest champions ever. Beat his own father at 12 years old. All for the right to earn his battle status 2 years early. Are you ready to start?
What are the rules?
Fight start at the gong and go to first blood. No eye gouging, no groin pulls. The rules of each bout will be announced when it starts. You should be comfortable with normal weapons and lyrium-enhanced weapons, in single combat, pairs, or battle units. Are you ready to start?
Yep, let's go.
That's what I like to hear. I will warn you, though. This is your last chance to make preparations or meet the competition. Once the fights begin, there are no new additions to the roster. All withdrawals are treated as losses and a sign of the ancestors' disfavor. Do you want to start, or would you like some time? The fighters' quarters are behind the ring.
No, let's go.
Go down to the ring, then. I'll be right there. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. First up is Suwern of the warrior caste. Many of you remember when Suwern made history as a lad of 12 by defeating his own father in this very ring. Today, he fights as a champion for Prince Balin. Opposing him, in Lord Haramont's name, is a member of the famed Grey Wardens.
In the name of House Idukan and our future King Balin.
Time to talk, let's get to hurting.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Alright, so.
Alright. The winner is the Grey Warden!
Instant.
That was an exciting start, Warden. Suwern is rarely trounced, and so thoroughly. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Who is it?
Next, you're up against Miaja and Lukjan. As twins, they've always been allowed to fight as a single person. They're warrior caste, but their mother was a smith, so watch out for Miaja's hammer. And don't forget Lukjan. Most fighters do, and end up with a knife in their spine. Are you ready to begin?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, then. I'll see you out there. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. This round, Haramont's champion takes on the notorious duo, the warrior caste twin terrors, now fighting for Prince Balin, Miaja and Lukjan.
May the stone honor you
when you fall.
Sure, may the dirt taste good when I feed it to you.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight! Warden!
It's just...
Well, that was an exciting bout. 2-on-1, and you took them both easily. Are you ready for your next opponent?
I'll tear out his spine.
Excellent! Let us go. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. Paramount's champion has held the field so far, but how will he do against one of the legendary Silent Sisters? We'll find out as the Warden faces Lady Hanashan, who proves her worth to Paragon Ashtith the Grey by cutting out her own tongue. And to our Prince Balin by fighting in his name.
Self-mutilation supposed to frighten me?
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Holy hell.
The winner is the Grey Warden!
He's just so...
Paramount will be pleased, Warden. The Silent Sister support was a great boost for Balin. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Who is it?
This should be a good match. You'll battle Wojek Ivo, master of all weapons, prisoner of none. He makes it a point never to use the same technique twice. Are you ready to begin?
Sure.
All right then, I'll see you out there. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. This round is paired combat. Just as Kiatchet fought as King Bloodlik II, defending our empire, so have dwarves always fought alongside a second. Master of all weapons, prisoner of none, Wojek Ivo has never won the same way twice. What will he do today, lords and ladies? And will it win the day for Prince Balin? Grey Warden, choose your second, for you face Wojek Ivo and Valans.
I'll go with Sten.
Last one standing will be declared victor. Fight!
Well done, Sten.
The winner is the Grey Warden! Wojek Ivo is one of the best this arena has seen, Warden. Paramount picked wisely. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Who is it?
This is the championship round. A full squad-on-squad combat. Piotr Naidukan leads the same team he's taken to victory in over a dozen Deep Roads expeditions. Are you ready to face the final test?
Let's do it.
May the ancestors choose wisely. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. Only 2 warriors remain. Fighting for his royal cousin Balin, Piotr Naidukan has led his team to triumph over every unit so far. Challenging him on behalf of Lord Harrimont, the Grey Warden has risen from nothing to stand at the competition's summit. Each will lead a full unit of 4 soldiers to see once and for all whom the ancestors favor.
You fight well, but your judgment is questionable. The throne will never leave House Naidukan.
He's not going to, but, you know, shoot up and fight.
Last one standing will be declared victor. Fight! winner is the Grey Warden! Congratulations! You defeated the man Prince Trian himself once called the Horns of my army. Do you deny this Grey Warden has earned the championship? Then it is my honor to declare this Grey Warden champion of the Proving, who has shown that the ancestors favor Lord Heremont.
We done then? I could use a drink.
Spoken like a true warrior!
In terms of willpower, I think we need a bit more. We really do.
Do not disturb me. I must meditate before my fight.
Not bad for a surfacer.
Do you accept students?
That was an excellent showing. We were honored by your participation, Warden.
Congratulations, my cousin will be proud.
I can't believe it! The ancestors came out of the sodding ground to kiss your feet, Duster.
Thank you.
I see you yet continue to be where you are not welcome.
Are you jealous? Is that what this is about? Because I don't think it's for you to decide what I should or should not do.
Oh, you may continue on as you have. I am merely informing you that you will suffer the consequences.
You forget, Morrigan. I am not without my own pointy ends as well. Do not make promises you cannot keep.
I always keep my promises.
Talk is cheap.
And this from a bard.
Go on, I'm out of the nug game. Got nothing to sell.
I've actually got nugs here if you want them.
Saraka, I'm back in the game, such as it is. I don't have much besides gratitude, but find a bunch more of these and I'll toss you whatever I found.
Well, I don't need to be here, do I? No. The other place I need to be at. Whoops. Look at the tavern. Why not?
I once drank a thimble of dwarven ale, woke up a week later in Jada wearing nothing but my shoes and a towel.
Told him I don't understand why the provings aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy? And then he practically slapped me. Lord Dennick Helmy, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. You understand what I'm saying, right? On the surface, there are no castes, and it works fine. Am I right, Warden?
Things are hardly equal on the surface, but yeah.
But there are those like you who see this with concern, no? Well, I've taken the time to actually talk to the other castes. You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent deshers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the assembly. Orzammar are so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the castes are even necessary.
How does it work, anyway?
Badly. Oh, you're serious? Well, it's simple, I guess. The king and elected deshers of the assembly are at the top. Then it's the nobles. Then the warriors and all the craftsmen. At the bottom are servants. The casteless and criminals are below even that. Your caste is determined by that of your same-sex parent. And that's where you stay your whole life, whatever your skill.
Wait, so basically, if your dad's a smith, and you're a boy, and you're not a very good smith, you're stuck being a smith no matter what. Great. So you get to vote on the next king?
Me and 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality.
Who are you voting for?
I doubt either candidate has been outside the Diamond Quarter in his life. But Lord Harrowmont seems a bit more forgiving. Prince Balin's brilliant, I'll give him that, and subtle as sin. But I don't think anything in Orzammar matters more to him than winning.
I should get going.
As you wish.
So it's really awkward because Balin's politics line up with this guy's politics almost one-to-one, so, you know. One sec. Alrighty, I'm back. With a nog.
What do you want? Hey, I heard about you. Grey Warden, coming from the surface. Great crisis in the world. People are saying how you've thrown yourself on Harrowmont's wagon train. I figured you'd be the one, you know, who could help me find Branka. But I guess you're just like all the rest.
All the rest of whom?
Power-hungry Deep Lords. The only real concern they have is whose ass gets the throne. You don't have to play dumb, Warden. Their lackeys only come to me when they want something. Well, if you want the secrets of a paragon, do the work and find her.
Is that who Branka is? It makes some sense, you drunk.
There, now that's the abuse I'm used to. I still don't trust you, of course. Your boss, he's like the rest of them. I know he's been poking around, trying to find things out about her, what she was looking for. Won't tell me spit, though. He looking to take it for himself? A little lost technology of the ancients to throw Balin right out of the picture?
Yeah, what are you talking about? What technology?
You are looking for it. Of course, that's all anyone cares about. Well, sod off and sod your mother, too. I need a bleeding drink. You keep on your errands. Until your boss really commits to looking, you're getting nothing but smoke out of old Ogren.
Okay.
They're everywhere! I can't take it! What? Get away! You'll change like the rest! Monsters hidden in all my friends!
Is this Darkspawn corruption or just madness?
There's things older than Darkspawn. And once you're in the story, they find you. See? I found copies. All from the same pen, and older than the ones in song. Dormant my ass. Take them. I want out. I won't disappear chasing a lie. I won't.
What the hell? Oh wow, we got... Wait. We got this in the Urn of Sacred Ashes quest. And now it's filled out with the rest of it. Okay. Weird. Okay, well, okay.
Atrosvala, champion. I hear your performance in the Proving was nothing short of amazing. There can no longer be any doubt where your sympathies lie. If you're ready, Lord Harrowmont will see you now.
Right, lead the way.
His lordship is looking forward to meeting you.
I appreciate what you have done, Warden, and I apologize for putting one of your rank through such trials. I am Lord Pyrell Harrowmont, and I thank you for your efforts to help me preserve King Endrin's throne.
Why would Endrin prefer you over his own son?
You may not know the story, but Balin is actually the youngest of three. Endrin's eldest, Trian, was murdered in the Deep Roads not a year ago. His middle son was found standing over the body and was exiled. But I've always found it suspicious that Balin knew just where to look. Endrin loved his sons too much to voice such suspicions. But he knew Balin's only interest in ruling was to further his own power.
Balin's men said you planted those suspicions.
Balin resents me because I did not believe his setup. I wanted a full investigation, a trial, not this knee-jerk reaction. It speaks poorly of Balin that Endrin himself was the first to think that he should not be trusted.
You believe you'd be a better king than him?
I have never sought the throne. My role was to serve Endrin, first as his advisor, then as an elected Desher in the Assembly. Harrowmont has never been king, and I always assumed Trian would rule after his father. But both Endrin and my colleagues have asked me to step up, and I will not back down when Orzammar needs me.
Alright. All I want is your support against the Blight.
For us, the Darkspawn are a constant menace, so a Blight may not elicit the same urgency you are used to. Ultimately, the Assembly decides what troops to send. If they no longer fear civil war, they'll have no reason to hold back. If you want my support to count, I will have to be king. And right now, there is no sure way to get there. Have you heard of a woman named Jarvia and the criminal Carter she runs?
I take them out, you get the credit. Is that the plan?
Glad you're so eager. If you help me shut her down, we can show the Assembly I am the right king to defend Orzammar. Jarvia hides her base in Dust Town, the raw edges of the city where no one lives but casteless and criminals. If you would help me in this, it would show the Assembly that I, and not Balin, have the ability to defend and rule this city.
I'll deal with Dravia. Be ready to help against the Blight.
Do this, and I promise if I take the throne, I will not stop until the Assembly sends your troops. Look for Jarvia in Dust Town. Do whatever it takes to see that justice is served.
Okay, I'm getting the feeling that, you know, even though this guy is, you know, pretty stand-up, it seems, I honestly also think that, he's kind of, he's not playing you, but he is, because he knows that even if you go and get Jarvia, he won't be able to give you the troops you need right away.
Be aware that the Grey War with Lord Harrowmont. Be not afraid to follow suit.
Do you know what I mean? He knows that even if I go and get this Jarvia person,
questions Lord Harrowmont's ability to win the throne without Grey Warden assistance. Will they fight the Darkspawn for him as well?
Ooh. What was that?
No one enters the prince's estate without an invitation.
All right, all right.
It's quite a cool little room. Oh yeah, you see this in the Dwarven noble origin, if you come in here.
can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
What the hell? What? They tunneled the way in? What the hell? I've never seen this before. This guy, did you see what he said? He said, "You idiot, we're supposed to be tunneling into the vault." Okay. That's hilarious.
By the ancestors. Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act. I guess desperate times drive people to strange things.
Yeah, I guess so. You guys even have a vault?
Now's better than later.
I guess you do. One sec. Sorry about that. When I hear things creaking, I think one of the cats is in trouble, so I'm going to walk around trying to figure out what's going on.
Harrow Market! Sucker the warden!
I'll get on it.
I just want to see this Vortag Gavorn guy. See what he has to say.
You're awfully bold, walking right up to me after coming out against Prince Balin and the Proving. You do know who I am, right? I'm Vartag Gavorn, the prince's chief advisor.
I know. I'd like to meet Prince Balin.
Well, you have an unusual way of showing it. Why would the prince possibly meet with someone who came out publicly against him?
Because I have a funny feeling that Harrowmont's making promises with things he can't promise me. So... yeah, and now Harrowmont trusts me, unlike your other spies.
I see your point. Had you come to us first, Harrowmont would have suspected you. But now, he has no reason to think you're anything other than his champion. On the proving grounds and off.
There are not enough of you for all the alliances you make.
I don't know enough about either to make a decision.
Then choosing one is the same as choosing the other. What matters is having the courage to make the choice. You will have to choose eventually.
Isn't obvious I've chosen to serve Balin?
Obvious.
So, it's agreed then? You will infiltrate Harrowmont's ranks for us?
I'll need Balin's support in return.
For your treaty, right? I heard about that. Sure. If Balin's king, he'll help you against the Blight. If it turns out you helped him get there. If you really want Balin's trust, you'll have to prove your loyalty to Harrowmont as just an act. What has he asked you to do next?
I'm to put an end to Jarvia.
That's a good plan. If he can claim credit for stopping the Carter, Harrowmont will be engolden with a lot of Deshers. It's a little odd, though, given his associations with Dusttown smugglers.
What kind of associations?
Well, I'm surprised Harrowmont's protecting Orzammar from the Carter, when I have solid evidence his own cousin supplies their lyrium.
Wow. You want me to make that evidence public?
These papers show ties between the Carter and young Harville Harrowmont. If you ensure they are found in Jarvia's possession, I guarantee the prince will want to talk to you. And don't bother looking for Lord Helmy and Lady Dace. This is a far better way to prove your worth.
Okay. That's interesting. An interesting way to do it. And this is what I mean. This is what the elf quest was missing.
Of the hour, Lord Harold.
Right? It was missing this. It was missing, like, I can do whatever I want. And I can make sure that the,
Endorsement of Lord Harrowmont.
you know, I can make the game interesting by making the decisions I want to make in the way that I want to make them. It's pretty cool, if you ask me.
What are you trying to do, woman?
I was not attempting to do anything, and do not speak to me in that tone.
With the warden.
Ah, did you desire a demonstration?
Do you believe you can control him? Did your magic fail you there?
You have no idea what you speak of, Canary.
Perhaps not, but I know a viper when I see one.
So you walk across that bridge to get some banter, by the way. It's one of the most normal triggers, well, one of the most, well, not normal, one of the most reliable triggers for banter in the game is that bridge there.
The warden has...
Why do the poor not rise up against their betters? This I never understood.
There's a ritual.
Now we get out.
I know this quest so well, and I know like what quests to even avoid as well, and there are a few.
Your clothes are so fancy. Did you get them topside?
Yeah, I did.
My ma'am used to say they don't got no stone to protect them topside. If I go up there, I'm gonna fall into the sky.
You just have to hold on real tight with your feet. It's fine.
Yes. When my dad left, he never came back. Who's to say he didn't fall up, eh?
I have to go now.
Don't fall into the sky when you go back up there.
Spare a bit for the needy? Please. It's not for me, it's for my child. Have you a coin to spare, my lord? It's for my son. He's sick. He hasn't any clean clothes to wear or anything to eat today. Neither have I.
Ugh, get a job. Here's 5 silvers. Buy yourself a meal.
Thank you. That a stranger would care so much when my own family barred me from their halls unless I'm willing to. But no! I can't bear to even think of it!
What does your family want you to do?
My son's father is casteless, as is he. I used to be a minor, but my parents stripped my caste and refused to accept me back. Unless I agree to abandon the child in the deep roads and pretend I never bore him.
If you're a minor, why would your son be casteless?
In Orzammar, lineage is traced through the child's same-sex parent. Had my baby been a girl, she would have been a minor like me. But as a boy, my son is considered tainted forever by his father's seed.
Is there any solution?
Yes. I can become casteless with him, which is what I've done. Others have raised children like this, right? Begging for change, sleeping in doorways?
Okay. You again, this is the darkness. You can actually convince her to like off her own child. What is that all about? Maybe I could reason with your family.
You would do that? But why?
Don't look a gift warden in the mouth.
Then I cannot offer enough gratitude. But I warn you, my father is a stiff-necked man. His name is Ordell, and he's usually at Tapster's in the evening. I do not think he will listen to you. But I will wait anxiously to see if you can do what you promise.
I didn't promise anything. Jesus.
Hey there, stranger. 6 bits for a tumble. 2 silvers if you all want to go at once.
Do you know where I can find Jarvia's base?
It's everywhere. That's the problem. There's nowhere she can't see you.
Okay.
Well, look at that. It's not often old Nadezda sees a fine-dressed stranger here in Dust Town. Help a poor cripple.
What about a generous kick in the face, if you ask again? I might have money if you have information.
What are you looking for?
Do you know a woman named Jarvia?
Know her. I used to run with her. Jarvia took over the Carta not more than a year ago, and already she's got every duster with both legs bearing swords for her.
Can you take me to her?
I'm not in the good anymore, and Jarvia's gotten real careful lately. Real paranoid. She's got Carta members all carrying these fingerbone tokens. She scratches some mark into them so she'll know they came from her. There's doors to her base all over the city, but only one is ever open at a time. And if you show up without a token, you'd never know it was there.
Where can I find these tokens?
Can't help you there, Selrocka. The Carta members keep them real tight. Now, how about that coin you promised?
Sure, it's 10 silvers.
I'll think of you when I go to bed with a full stomach.
Spare a coin? 2 bits for the needy?
Do you know when I can find Jarvia's base?
That kind of question gets a man killed!
Okay, guess not. Something around here.
All right.
Look what we have here.
Jarvia said you were looking for trouble. Congratulations. You found it.
I see enemies ahead.
Don't kill me! Sorry ancestors! What do they teach you on the surface? You fight like a bleeding archdemon. Sweet bloody stone, look at them all!
Tell me where to find Jarvia or you join them.
The base is below the city. You can get to it through the wall of the 3rd house on this row. Put this token through the slot, and it'll open. Will you let me go now?
Sure, but you and your men don't want to be at Jarvia's base when I get there.
Really? Oh, thank you. You're a good person. How do they say it?
The ancestors have shown their favor. Bless you.
Alrighty.
Now's better than later.
Look through the hole. See nothing but blackness. Alright, put the fingerbone slot into the hole. That's what she said.
What's the password?
Jarvia sucks lizard eggs.
Looks like we have a martyr, boys.
Got it.
Get all my favorite stuff. Loose loots. That's a trap.
Trap right
Yep.
ahead.
Walk around it. Stand. Gotta be some good stuff in here. Meh. Not really.
Got it.
All right.
Sorry, missed Yeah, we're not really facing any challenge anymore, especially early on in these big quest lines. I think it's mainly because we're near the not near the end of the game, but we're near the end of our builds. Do you know what I mean? Like we've got everything that we need to be quite powerful. So we're not really facing that much challenge. Is it that way we go? No. Okay.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Trap right ahead.
Can you disarm it? There we go. What about here? Guess there wasn't one.
Now's better than later.
Trap right ahead. Ask me anything.
At your service.
Let me out. I see you bear no love for Jarvia. Please, help me. Please, stranger. Let me out.
If I find a...
I see you bear no love for Jarvia. Please.
Oh, here we go.
Help me.
I'll get on it.
You. We've been down here. It's been so long.
I think...
My friend didn't make it. Just stopped eating one day and all for a stupid bet.
I'm thinking this might be the, down there. The guy here. This might be the only other warden that you can find. Or at least main character. What I mean by that is, in the Dwarven Commoner origin, you end up in one of these prisons and you get out because, you know, the Grey Wardens come and get you and they conscript you into the Grey Wardens. I'm thinking this is what ends up happening to that guy if he doesn't join the Wardens, if they're not in Orzammar. Basically, wherever Duncan is at the start of the game, that's the person who survives out of the 3 or 4 people who could become the hero for Elden, right? Unfortunately, this little guy didn't make it. But if you play as the Dwarf Commoner, he will make it, or she, and you will be where I am now, essentially. I don't think you can find like the elf or you know, anyone else. I don't think you can anyway.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
This is the treasury, right? Must be. Oh my God, how long? Try healing that. Took his bloody head off. Try healing that. The hell was that?
Now's better than later.
Oh, Team Bronto. I'll leave them in there then, no problem. Sorry, guys.
Allow
Right,
me.
all right.
I can do that for you. So, Harrowmont finally realized we're taking the city, yet he still can't be bothered to send his own men. Well, you picked the wrong side, stranger. It doesn't matter who's king, as long as there's a queen.
Oh dear. You're awful cocky for somebody whose entire Carter is dead.
You'll pay for their deaths 100 times over. Kill them! But leave the mouthy one alive. I have plans for him.
There she is. Just chopped the fucking head off. That's some of that sort.
Another call.
My god, this is so annoying. Don't walk into that bed. Oh. I once saw a clip of this game where somebody did get up and walk into one of them and it killed everybody. And they were not happy. Alright, so Jarvia lies bloody and lifeless, her Carter pieces around her. Okay, plant the papers.
As you like.
A love letter. Okay.
Trap right ahead.
Ah! By all the beards of my ancestors! How did you... Where did you come from? You made a hole in my wall!
The hole leads to a tunnel into the Carter's hideout. Did you know that?
It does? Oh, sod it. If people find out about this, my business will be ruined. They'll think I have something to do with Jarvia.
Don't worry about it, Jarvia's dead.
Dead? How? Did you... You did, didn't you? You killed her. And then you climbed out of there into my shop. Oh, just leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with this. And if anyone comes asking, I'm gonna tell them you did it.
No problem. You do that. Alrighty. So what do we do with this now? Trade from within. Right, return to Vartag. Okay.
Liliana, what do you want from me?
Nothing. I'm just curious. There's a lot we don't know about you, Sten. Except that you're a big softy.
Please stop saying that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make fun of you. There's nothing wrong with having a heart, Sten. It's just not what I expected.
Why?
You're so canary. All the stories speak as if you were a hurricane or an earthquake rather than people.
Kunari are most dangerous because we are thinking men and not an unthinking force.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
For your sake, I hope you never find out.
It's got a point there. Vartag's in. Yeah, okay.
News of the hour. Lord Balin's claims that Lord Harrowmont... News of the hour. Lord Harrowmont, proven to be working with Surfacer.
Get you a ladder so you can get off my back?
Well, I hear someone tore through Dusttown like a headsman's axe. And it's already whispered that House Harrowmont had ties to the smugglers. I assume that was you.
Yeah. It's done. I want to talk to Balin.
Very well. Shall we go right now?
Sure.
I warn you, be on your best behavior, and keep your weapons sheathed.
So, despite your rather public show of support for my rival, Vartag tells me you understand who is to be king. I'm glad to hear that, Warden. So what brought about this change of heart?
I'll side with whoever I need to get troops for the Blight, and I honestly think Balin would get that done a lot quicker with a lot more troops. And I think that's true, too. He would. Like, because he wants more trade with the surface. He wants to open things up and see people on the surface and make them, you know, and start reclaiming parts of the Dwarven Empire. So, yeah.
You want to play it direct? Fine. Let me speak frankly. You need someone strong on the throne to raise an army against the Blight. I can be that man, but you've already damaged my ability to secure the throne.
This is another test.
If it is, you'll pass it. Or I'll tell Harrowmont exactly what you're up to. You can't play a game like this halfway. Now, there is something I'd like you to do for me. Exposing Harrowmont's connections to Jarvia has definitely hurt his chances. But I will need something big, something dramatic enough to put me over the edge.
What do you know of the Paragon Branca?
She disappeared in the Deep Roads.
She is the only Paragon in 4 generations, and she turned her back on her responsibilities. A Paragon is like an ancestor born in this time. If she returned, her vote would outweigh the entire assembly. Anyone with her support could take the throne unchallenged.
So you want me to bring back her to endorse you to be king, right? Wait, do you think she'd support you?
I was hoping you could use your legendary charm to persuade her that the rightful king should take the throne. However, if the deep roads have addled her wits, it might be best she not return before the kingship is decided.
What's she like?
I did not know her personally. 2 years ago, I was still considered a child, not one to consort with Orzammar's finest. From what I hear, her intellect was unrivaled, but the social graces were beneath the notice of one so gifted.
What if she won't support you?
I was hoping you could use your...
Oh, okay.
However, if the deep roads have addled her wits...
What makes you think
it
she's
might
still
be
alive?
best she had an entire house with her, dedicated to her protection. With the number of ruins still intact, they could last for a long time. And Harrowmont is looking as well. It's too risky to assume she's dead only to have him take credit for finding her.
Well, I'll find her.
Then we will both go down in history as a Paragon's saviors. So far, my men have traced Branka to Caridin's Cross, an ancient crossroad lost to the Darkspawn 4 centuries ago. Her trail ends there. Perhaps with your warden's expertise, you can find what my men could not.
Where is it?
You must enter the deep roads through the mines. To protect the city, that's the only path we leave open. Caridin's Cross lies many miles deep into the tunnels. It was once a main thoroughfare, but before Branka, no one had stepped foot there in generations.
Right, I'll leave right now to go find her.
You have my thanks. Seek her in Caridin's Cross. I will try to delay the vote until you return.
Alright. And next time, we will do just that. Let me just get some... yeah, we'll do that. And we'll do this. Excellent. So next time, yeah, we'll be going to Caridin's Cross, and we'll be doing the second part of the Dwarven quest line. That is right. This is only the first part. It is huge. That's what she said. Anyway, I'll see you then. Have a good one.